warm welcome everyone. I'm your host Pallavi Kulkarni. I'm thrilled to have us for today's conversation. We are diving into a critical topic that affects the youngest amongst us: early exposure to social media and its impact on toddlers. To shed light on this topic and provide valuable insights, we are honored to have a distinguished guest with us. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Somnath Havargi, a chairman and a trustee of Mitra Educational Trust and founder director of EuroKids. He is an entrepreneur with a strong IT and education background. After a successful career in IT, he transitioned himself into education, founding three preschools and managing a K-10 school in Bangalore. Mr. Havargi contributed to projects like IRCTC Portal, U21 Global, and ZenGeo. Along with his wife Pushpa, he returned to Bangalore to create jobs for 90 plus people and educate thousands of students. Certified in NLP, Mr. Havargi also conducts career workshops and co-produced a Kannada film, Selfie Mommy Google Daddy, addressing a digital addiction. A Rotarian, he served as president of RBSN in 2019 and 2020. We are honored to have you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes. With that, my first question is, what are the potential long-term psychological effects of early exposure to social media on toddlers, especially regarding attention span and emotional regulations?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for that nice, wonderful introduction. I need to make a small correction there.
Yes.
I am a founder of two EuroKids centers because EuroKids is owned by the brand, and there are more than 1,300 or 1,600 branches all over India. So I have two centers along with my wife. Okay. And now see here, once again I'm thanking you for inviting me, but I'll be speaking as a school owner who has been observing children and who are becoming toddlers for past 15 16 years. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not a certified doctor, but with my experience certainly I can talk and try to answer some of your questions. Okay.
Yes.
So and when it comes to toddler, I think let us try to clarify according as far as I know, below 4 years is toddlers. Okay.
Yes.
So when you mention social media, I'm not sure whether they're really exposed to the social media. For example, say LinkedIn, Facebook, they are not relevant for children. Okay. I think mostly whichever direction you come from, I think they end up in the videos.
Yes.
Mostly they land up in videos,
Yes.
Instagram or YouTube videos. And I think that is where we need to address. That's where the biggest harm is. Okay.
Yes.
So, and see, when you look at a nice, beautiful picture, we can spend, they say, right? A
Yes.
picture is worth 1,000 words. So it can be even 1,000
Yes.
sentences also.
Yes.
So if you have a nice, beautiful picture, we can spend a lot of time on that. And we can analyze every point, every pixel, or every corner of that picture and talk about it. So while doing so, we are actually making use of our creativity and so many other positive skills in a person. Okay. Now coming to this social media, what you are calling, and I would consider that as a video. Video is a fast moving thing. Okay. A lot of things are happening there in the video. It's very colorful and it is made perfect. Okay. So before a reel is produced and posted on social media, it goes many iterations of editions. It is edited. Okay.
Yes.
A 1 hour video is converted into say 1 minute video. It
Yes.
means it's a perfect piece. Okay.
Yes.
So that cannot be taken as the ideal one. That cannot be taken as the realistic thing, right?
Yes.
There it's very colorful, lighting is perfect, everything is perfect there.
Yes.
The problem is whether it is toddlers or youngsters or people like you and me take that as ideal and
Yes.
think that reel is real. That's the biggest problem. Okay. So now I will go get into your question and analyze this as a story. Okay. If we just take scientific words, technical words, I forget, you forget, we don't remember that. Okay. Most of the mothers feed their children nowadays.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
that, right?
Yes.
There is a phone in
in
hand
front of.
and the child is watching something.
Yes.
And what is that something? It has to be some video.
Yes.
Okay. And sometimes the child grabs the screen
phone, yes.
and takes in his or her hand. He will be what? Scrolling. Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes he goes right, goes left, goes up, goes down. Why is that happening? because there is no patience.
Yes.
Why there is no patience? Because they are losing their attention span.
Yes.
Yeah. They want instant gratification. Immediately they have to see something. They have to see something exciting, colorful things,
Yes.
bright things, something beautiful.
Yes.
They don't know what is beautiful, but their brain knows. The brain knows
Yes.
what it wants. Okay. They are basically looking for instantaneous gratification, and because of that, they want to quickly go there, here, and all. They are not able to focus on anything. There is no attention basically. So then what happens? Do you think such children can focus on anything and say do some research or get deep into any subjects? No, it's not possible. See, I as a career navigator, I'm a career counselor also. I keep talking to a lot of teenagers. The biggest problem they face is the endurance. Endurance
True.
means whether they're studying, whether they're learning, whether they're talking, they cannot put their focus on one particular thing for not even more than 20 seconds. Okay. See, for example, take myself. When I'm reading newspaper, there are so many news items scattered over there, right? I look here, immediately I look here, immediately I look here. I'm not able to focus on one thing. I think even we have to blame ourselves. Thanks to your so-called social media, we have lost the ability to focus on anything. So basically called attention span. Attention span has come from several minutes to maybe few seconds.
Yes.
Only. This is the biggest problem in children. Now let us come back to the story. What happens now? As long as the mother is feeding, or father, okay, take it. As long as parents are feeding the child, the phone has to be there, the screen has to be there,
Yes.
and child is playing with that. What happens as soon as the screen is taken out?
They start
He,
crying.
he or she starts crying. It is not
Yes.
simple cry,
Yes.
They'll be like,
Tantrums
I
and
mean, it is. I can't just even explain. They'll be very aggressive. In fact,
yes.
they hit mother, father. They're
Yes.
very aggressive. They kick. Who? It doesn't matter who is there.
Yes.
They kick. They're very, very, very aggressive. And so, what you can see is digital media. The screen is inducing that what do you call that? Too much of aggression.
Yes.
Okay, and this is how they are going to grow.
Yes.
And can you expect peaceful citizens from this kind of growth or culture, this kind of upbringing?
Yes.
No, not possible. So and many other things are manifesting. And see, this one other thing in schools, what we are facing is lot of the children who are coming now
Yes.
are not having proper eye contact. Okay. So actually, technically speaking, that falls in some spectrum. But I'm not a
Yes.
doctor. I'm not going to speak in. Though I know I'm not going to speak in that language,
Yes.
but certainly not having eye contact falls in some spectrum. Okay. Means they need special attention. Yeah.
Okay.
And they don't have social communication because
Yes.
they're so much used to observing those characters on that small screen or the big screen also. Their interaction happens only with those characters there, and it is one way. They are just listening, they are just observing. But
Yes.
we cannot tell anything to the screen, right? So it is one way. Because of this, children are not able to develop their communication skills. They don't speak at all. There is no need to speak,
Their
correct?
social isolation is happening.
Total social isolation. No, maybe they're not isolated. They are with the characters there.
Yes.
But because of this, their speech development is not happening.
Okay.
And sometimes even after 3 years, 4 years, 5
Yes.
years, speech is not developing, and then they realize, and then sometimes they ask us, they go and ask the other experts, then they realize that speech is impaired and there has to be some remedial process. That's a big problem. Like this, I think we can go on. There are
Sir,
many.
is there any, with this perspective that you're telling, is there any problem in building the confidence quotient also in the children, because they are always into between four walls and they are into their gadgets?
Okay.
So is that leading to any confidence is that hindering their confidence in the school level when they come to preschool especially? Is it having any barrier, connecting with their peer groups, connecting with their teachers, even if they have any problem, if they have any doubts, little doubts?
Got it.
Are they facing any problem in communicating basic things with teachers or their caretakers? How is it in the school?
Yes, you got to the right point. See, overconfidence also is a problem. Less confidence also is a problem.
Yes.
We are seeing both. See, once again, coming back to this addiction, they are used to only one thing, that if they don't like it, they scroll to the next one. If they don't like it, they scroll to the next one, next
Yes.
video, correct? So they're not used to the feedback. When in the school, when a teacher or even me, when I say no for something, they cannot accept it. They don't take no as no. They don't accept
Okay.
it. They get so aggressive sometimes. Some children have hit my teachers and they had to be in hospital. Can you believe that?
Okay.
One child hit one of the teachers right in the chest, okay, and she had breathing issues. And this I'm not faking her. I'm not
Yeah.
making up this story. This is a real one. And they bite, they
Yes.
scratch. Forget about other children. Even teachers are in danger because of this aggression.
Okay.
And other side also, yes, they are not used to, these children are not used to interacting with other people. They are only they are used to interact with those virtual characters, right?
Yes.
They don't know how to speak to other people.
Yes.
Okay, they have no communication skills at all, and they do not understand our non-verbal cues. Right? So, like for example, in communications, non-verbal communication is very important,
Yes.
and you and I know that, right?
Yes.
Even if you are not talking, just by your facial expression or the way you look
Yeah.
at me,
Body language.
by a lot of body language, we can
Yes.
understand a lot. But I doubt these children lack that skill
Okay.
because they are just used to the screen and those characters there. Yeah.
Yes.
So because of that, these children do not know how to interact with their peers as well as the teachers and staff. Okay. So both are, you if you call it overconfidence and underconfidence or low confidence, both are problems. Yes, we are facing that. This all thanks to the addiction to the screens. Again, it could be small screen or it could be the big screen, but the screen is affecting in a big way.
Yes, with that, I have one added question to you, sir. Speaking about academics section of the children when they are into preschool, since we're talking about early childhood and toddlers, the academic training also plays a very important role. The social media will obviously impact them a lot when they're in house. So obviously their timings are, they are spending more time in house rather than in school. So when they come back to school, how is their attitude towards academics? How are teachers facing it? Is there any negative impact, positive impact? How is it?
Obviously, there is an impact, positive also, negative also. Just now I covered, right? They are very aggressive.
Yes.
The hitting doesn't matter who it is, whether it is
Yes.
Shobnath or a teacher or a peer.
Yes.
For them, it doesn't matter.
How's the
Scratching.
learning process happening there?
Yeah.
Impact on learning process, academic learning.
So that's what. Some people, some of the children are going the positive direction. Okay. See, I can give some very nice examples. Some of the children speak in totally different accent. Most of the people have picked up American accent
Yes.
or British accent. And believe me, one of the child was speaking perfect Chinese. I don't know whether it was perfect or not because I don't understand Chinese. First of all, it took some time to understand that the child is speaking in Chinese because we don't know.
Okay.
Then we called up the home and found out. They said yes, it is Chinese. How? And we thought maybe they were in China and they have come back from China. And they said no, they have not even stepped out of Karnataka. Okay.
Okay.
So how did the child learn Chinese? Thank you, YouTube. Okay.
Okay.
So like that, they pick up some good skills also.
Okay.
Meanwhile, they are picking up bad skills also. Again, the aggression, because in screens, hitting is okay, and there is no empathy for other people, right?
Yes.
Because in games, what happens? The hero or heroine goes on killing other people, and they don't
Yes.
feel anything about that. See,
Yes.
in my time, killing even a mosquito
Yes.
or any ant also was very difficult for me.
Yes.
But nowadays, children they don't mind killing anybody on the street also, at least mentally.
Yes.
So coming back to uh, education, see, as I told you, this attention span has been very badly affected.
Okay.
Okay, there is no focus. So if a teacher has to be capable of teaching anything to the child, she has to go through a lot of training. Everybody, people just cannot become a teacher. It's very challenging, madam. It's not
Yes.
just possible. They have to go through a lot of training. we teach them some tricks and techniques. In fact, our curriculum itself is modified such that it caters lower attention spans. It's not like earlier we had 45 minutes periods or 1 hour period. It's just impossible. Every few minutes the things keep changing. That's how the pedagogy is changed. That's how the curriculum is changing. And thanks to the research teams who are involved in education, they are modifying that. Okay.
Yes.
So it is impacting in a big way, and a old-time teacher cannot handle new children.
Today's kids.
Yes, this is my personal experience. Please, no offense, but that's the reality. The old teachers have to go through this new experience to teach the new children. Because earlier, what used to happen, a teacher means what? A standing line with a stick in the hand. That does not work now. A lot of involvement is required, a lot of interaction is required with children. We need to engage them on second to second basis, not on minute or not on hourly basis. Every second there has to be some attractions created, some activity created. So this kind of changes are there. Maybe when you ask a very particular specific questions, I will be able to answer. Otherwise, I know I answered in a very broad way.
Yes. With that, let's take a short break and get back to this engaging conversation. Renuka? Yes, ma'am. Please come in.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the schedule?
So, ma'am, there are 70-80 candidates who has come for the interview.
70 to 80.
Right.
Okay, send them inside.
All right, ma'am.
Renuka, send the first candidate. Please come in. Hello, ma'am. Hi, please come sit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Renuka, send the next candidate.
May I come in?
Yes, please come in.
Mr. Bharat, can I say?
Yeah, sure, please sit. Renuka,
Yes, ma'am.
come here.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, why do you look so tensed?
None of them fitting well for the job. What should I do?
Right. Is that it?
That's a lot.
Why don't you try EdHR?
What is that now?
EdHR will help you hire the best teacher for your school. So you can just sign up to that.
Wanted top tier teachers for your school? Sign up with EdHR now and unlock a world of talent. Hire the best that inspire greatness. Transform your school today.
That's interesting. I think it will make my job much easier, and every principal should use that.
Right.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our conversation. With that, I'm resuming my discussion with Mr. Hawargi. So sir, with that I want to ask my next question is that today's pedagogy is not without technology.
Correct.
So we have technology at every step of education system. So how can parents and teachers strike the balance between traditional and digital learning? And there are a lot of risks attached to it,
Yes.
especially for parents, because at school teachers know how to strike that balance.
Correct.
But when they go home, it is parents who will have to face all these risks. So what are the strategies related to that?
So as a parent,
Yes.
see, thanks for that question. Very important. As we are talking about the preschool, because we mentioned toddlers, so I am assuming we are talking about the preschoolers.
Yes.
And a preschooler spends around 3 to 4 hours in the school,
Yes.
unless the child is in the daycare. So only 3-4 hours are spent in the school, and the remaining all hours are spent at home. Correct. So
Yes.
so who's more exposed to the child, or who's more responsible to
Parents.
the child? Parents, right?
Yes.
So that's the reality. So now the most important thing is you have to play. You means I am talking about the parent. the parent has to be a role model.
Yes.
We can talk about so many technical things. Okay, we can talk about this, that. So many technical terms are there, but I'm not getting there. I'm talking as a simple parent or a simple school owner. You have to be a role model at home, and means my teachers, myself, have to be a role model in the school. Okay, so now being a role model means what? And you know that children learn by observation. Okay, they are not learning by reading books or listening to any audios, videos, podcasts, right? So they are learning by observation. Even their communication skills, language, whatever they learn, that is coming from their observation. They are observing you.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not, they are observing you. Correct. When you are not communicating, also, I am using NLP
Yes.
language here. When you are not communicating, also you are communicating something to them.
Yes.
Correct. So please be careful. Okay. And whatever you do, they do.
Yes.
If you tell child not to watch the screen, and if you do 4 hours binge watching, I mean, are you talking the truth? Are you a nice role model? Absolutely no, right? So you have to have your own restrictions. You need to, as a parent, you need to have a discipline, a proper routine. Okay, as a family, I think it has been discussed many times. You need to have a proper framework, time framework. Okay,
Yes.
we are going to spend only this much time on the screen, whether it is TV or mobile screen or tab or anything. We need to have a proper guidelines, home rules we call it. Okay, and yeah, you asked a very interesting point also. Thanks to the technology, thanks to the time, thanks to so many things, technology has become part of pedagogy. Okay.
Yes.
In fact, schools are forced to use
Yes.
the mobiles and
Yes.
the smart screen, just because if you don't use them, parents think that you are a old-fashioned school, right?
Yes.
Just to be present in this time,
Yes.
I have to get into technology. So
True.
now most of the schools have their app, school app, or some digital content. Okay.
Yes.
So now it's not avoidable; it is inevitable. We have to go along with the time, but again restrictions. Okay, fix some time. Generally, schools don't give homework, especially for preschools, not more than half an hour or so. It will be only 20 minutes or half an hour. I think that much of screen time is okay as long as it is supervised, it is monitored. So you be with the child, okay? Don't allow your child to go around, wander around on the internet. Internet is very scary part. I mean,
Yes.
scary world. You don't know what is going to come up on the screen, correct?
Yes.
So you need to be there. It has to be monitored. Otherwise, half an hour is very safe. As I told you, it is required. Otherwise, for school survival also, it is required. Yeah.
Yes.
Coming back, this awareness, the awareness that you need to be disciplined itself is very important. Man. Okay. I have seen, why I'm saying this, because I have seen some parents who are not even aware that their behavior is affecting their child, and their indiscipline is creating indiscipline in the child. They're not even realizing that. Okay.
True.
Whether it is the kind of language you speak, they pick up very easily. If you speak
Yes.
bad words, they pick up bad words very easily. If you speak in a very respectful manner, they pick up that, correct? So
Yes.
you have to be very, very cautious. And also, I have seen some homes, okay, if it is a 4 BHK, there will be 5 screens,
Yes.
4 TVs in each room, I mean, 1 in each room and 1 in the hall. Just so the child has option. If you switch off this TV, he can go to the other room, and if you switch off that TV, she can go to the other room. There are so many options. One room, grandparents are watching their serials. In the hall, someone else is watching somebody, and some houses have TVs in the kitchen also, for some reason known to them. When you have so many screens beside the mobiles, beside the tabs, only God can help us. Okay, so you need to have that discipline. You have to have a restriction that, like we call home rule. I will have only one TV, one big screen in the home. This is what we follow. Okay, all of us, however big or however small we are, we all go to the hall and watch there only, nowhere else. And we watch only at the particular time. We have particular shows only, particular things only. So it's all filtered, properly monitored, and there is no risk taken there. Okay, so if you cultivate this kind of some nice habits, maybe it is very useful. Otherwise, things can get out of control. I'm just repeating, you don't know what comes there on the
Yes.
screen. Okay,
Yes.
Very bad things are easily available, easily accessible on mobile phones and basically the internet. Okay, so you need to be very, very careful.
Yes.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. With that, I actually have an add-on question to that. So, since we are talking about striking the balance and the emotional quotient of a child, and the school system, so do you think that all of these exposures are hampering child's innocence? Have you noticed these kind of attributes in a child in your preschool or anywhere in your peer gang?
Oh yeah, big way. And it has completely changed. The way children used to behave in my time or your time and the children behave now, they're totally different, right? Their knowledge level also is different. Their
Yes.
skill levels are also different. In
Yes.
fact, yes, they have mastered the skill of using the phone very well.
Browsing.
Sometimes, see, whenever I have trouble with my phone, who's the go-getter? I need to go to my children. Okay, I have to ask my son to fix my phone.
Yes.
That way, I mean, certainly he's an adult now, but we always go to our children to fix our phones. They're very skillful when it comes to screens. But as we have already covered, they're having a lot of negative impact also. We spoke about the attention span and the lack of attention span. Then, because of that, cognitive skills being affected,
Yes.
their social skills being affected, all that we discussed, right? Yes, they have lost the innocence.
Yes.
Very sorry to say that, yes, they know much more than what you think they know. Certainly, they know much more. It is really shocking. Okay.
Okay.
So we think that children are innocent, they don't know many things, but unfortunately, it has come to our notice that they know much more than what you and I think.
Do you have any examples to quote or any case study related to that?
See, very interesting. See, as a school owner or school teacher, we have a big privilege. Most of the children come and talk to us. Okay, they tell their home secrets.
Yes.
They tell many stories from their home.
Yes.
Sometimes they know where they went, where they did the shopping, what kind of fights were there at home, who has come, any relatives have come home. Everything we come to know. While getting such information, we have also come across very embarrassing statements and situations also. I wouldn't like to get into the details, but I think you can get the point.
Yes.
Kind of very, very embarrassing information has been received from children. Means, again, I'm repeating, they are not as innocent as you think they are. They can understand few things for some extent. So please be, I am requesting the parents, please be careful, because children are observing you all the time, every second, every minute, and they're learning from you.
Okay, sir. So these days, a lot of them are full-time social media employees. What I'm telling about is they're content creators, they're influencers, and a lot of parents they create content over parenting, how to bring up children, or sometimes they use their kids as a part of their content. So this exposure, the exposure of engagement, social media engagement, many people giving comments on their content, all of this will hamper a child. And how their behavior is impacting on a school level, because they come back to a classroom where not every parent is a social media influencer.
Correct, correct.
But a student will always have this baggage that my parent is famous. So how is that happening? Because it is all happening on social media. But at the end of the day, child is coming to a school. So how it is impacting in a classroom level?
Very interesting. Actually, I did not think about this till now, but now I am getting the thoughts. Let me again give you some stories, some
Yes.
information from my school and observations. Okay, as you rightly said, some people are extremely tech savvy. I'm talking about the parents. They're very tech savvy and they create very beautiful reels, videos, put up on their Instas and YouTube also. Okay, and many times we have been liking. And from school perspective also, some parents put such posts on their social media. Okay, and whenever there is a competition to get more likes, okay, these technically savvy people, these parents get a lot of likes, and also they know how to promote, how to boost, how to
Yeah.
get more likes.
Yes.
And as you rightly said, there are so many other parents who do not have any such exposure at all. Okay.
Yes.
And what we have seen is that kind of parent, their child gets 0 likes, and whereas this other set of parent, they get thousands of likes, and the child knows that. That is the unfortunate thing.
Yes.
Okay, the child from the parents who are very tech savvy and who have been influencing, they get a lot of likes, right? And the child comes with that pride.
Yes.
Hey, look here, see, I got so many likes.
Yes.
And we can see that pride. In a way, it is good. That builds up the confidence in that child. But what about this child who didn't get any likes? The child who got 0 likes, but maybe more talented. And we have come across that. Okay, this sometimes from school, from with the parents' approval, their consent, we post some videos and reels and all. And it is true that sometimes very talented children did not get too many likes, but some very mediocre, very ordinary videos got too many likes in thousands. And yes, there is an impact. Certainly, yes.
So, how is it impacting a child emotionally? All the social media exposure, sir. How is it really impacting them emotionally? Because they're always involved into this digital web, where they are continuously they're bombarded with followers, comments. So this will impact their personality. When they post a video, a person might comment very good, that might boost their confidence, and another person might comment very nasty things, again that will have an impact. So how are kids taking it? Have you come across these situations?
See, we deal with the children of in the formative years, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they are with us for a very short period of time.
Yes.
Sometimes just 1 year, sometimes 3 years or 4 years. So we do not have exposure to their future life, right? So I do not really know. But now I need to make use of my NLP skills here.
Yes.
See, in NLP and in general psychology, what we know is this belief system is very important, correct? When the belief system in a person is created, mostly from the childhood, in these formative years, whatever is happening, again, children are observing, they are storing everything there in their conscious mind, then it goes to their subconscious mind,
Yes.
and their belief system is being developed.
Yes.
All these inputs, getting no likes, less likes, lot of likes, this good treatment, bad treatment, everything is being stored in their subconscious mind, and that is creating the filters in their mind, right? So certainly, though I cannot give you any example right now, because as I told, children are with us only for the preschool years. Okay, then we
Yes.
get disconnected with them. But as an NLP practitioner, I can say that because the belief system is forming now, certainly that is going to affect their future, their adulthood, their teenager years, and the entire life. Okay, so suddenly the confidence is being built now.
Yes.
Okay, and also the confidence is being killed now by our own parents.
Yes.
Again, I think I mentioned somewhere, awareness is the key to everything. Whatever you want to learn, whatever you want to achieve,
Yes.
the first step is awareness. Correct.
Yes.
Once you are aware that you want to learn something, or once you are aware that you want to get rid of some belief system, or once you are aware that you want to develop a new habit or new way of life,
Yes.
awareness is the starting point. Correct. So here also, our parents have to be very aware. The parents have to be aware that children are observing them and learning from them, and also everything else is being absorbed by them. They're like open sponges, right?
Yes.
Whatever comes, they absorb and store it. They don't have the maturity to process the information, whether it is good or bad, whether it is correct or wrong.
Yes.
They just store it,
Yes.
and then that's how they are growing. And in future, how it is going to affect, we'll have to watch and see.
Yes. So with that, I want to also ask you about a movie that you have made. You have co-produced a movie that is in connection with digital addiction, how parents and kids are connected to the digital framework. So can you talk about your experience? You might have gone through a lot of observations before making the movie and the concept of it. So can we hear a bit about that?
Oh yeah. Thanks for bringing back that memories because it is almost 4 or 5 years old now.
Okay.
It just happened around the Corona time. Okay. In fact, we produced this movie just before Corona occurred. Okay. By the way, I am one of the co-producers. Many people, many parents like us came together and produced this beautiful movie, comedy movie called Selfie Mummy Google Daddy. It is not Google, there's E missing. It's not the typical Google,
Yes.
Selfie Mummy Google Daddy. Here we were focusing on the digital addiction and how it impacts a family and what are the remedial things in a very comedy way, very nice way. Okay, it's not like it's like gang, it's not like a documentary or anything. A very nice, beautiful comedy movie. In fact, it has won some awards also, international awards also.
Okay.
And coincidentally or accidentally, it just happened during and after Corona. We released it after the pandemic time. See, it is depicted in a very nice, funny way. How children are affected, how they get into the bad habits, and
Yes.
then how to get out of the bad habits. The parents come to know that the children are in the big addiction of screen. Okay,
Okay.
but when as the story unfolds, we realize that the parents themselves are highly addicted and impacted. Okay.
Yes.
Now the funny part is when they go for the remedial treatment, the entire family is asked to check into the kind of hospital. Okay, it's not hospital, kind of ashram
Rehab,
type of
yeah.
rehabilitation place.
Yes.
Yeah. So and then the parents themselves go through a process of cleaning up, cleansing and all.
Yes.
It's done in a very nice way, and I think it created a very nice impact. Okay, and it happened at the right time. People are highly addicted to the screens.
Yes.
Again, thanks to the pandemic, thanks to the lockdown, it had reached the peak.
Yes.
During the pandemic time, the addiction,
Yes.
the screen addiction had reached its own peak, and it
Yes.
came at the right time. And we try to give a right message. See, the key point is it is not just the children who needed that rehabilitation. The entire family needed. The parents
Yes.
needed the first lesson. It trickled down from parents to children. That's what we try to tell. And I think it created a very good impact. Thanks for bringing up
Yeah.
that topic.
Congratulations on that. I think we all need digital detox in once in a lifetime. So with that, sir, I have one final question to you. In the earlier stages of the conversation, you just mentioned that verbal cues are not being caught now by children easily,
Correct.
and other impacts are very much strong. So with that, I want to know in a long run if the children needs to be kept very much in terms of intelligence, emotional, and academically in a right path, then what are the main prominent steps need to be taken by preschool and from parents in order to strike that balance and keep that innocence intact in the children, and yet help them in that growth, strike that balance basically.
Yeah, right. See, we had to get back to the roots, first of all. We
Yes.
had to get back to the way our original life was designed. Okay. So, that parental discussion with the child is extremely important. That one to one discussion, one to one communication is extremely important. See,
Yes.
in my own case, okay, with my children, my wife and myself, we never used to do that baby talk. Okay, whenever we are talking to our children, when my son was say just 1 year or less than that, we used to talk as if they are adults. We used to speak proper words and proper sentences. Okay, because of this, I could see the magic. Just by the time my son turned 1 year, he was fluent in the language and he was able to speak properly. Okay, but what we see elsewhere is not everybody, some part of our population, they get into this baby talks, la 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 la, loo, ah, oo, that type of talk. If you do that, child is not going to pick up the proper communication.
Okay.
Yeah, that is one part. Second thing is anyway our digital content and the screens are spoiling them. Already we
Yes.
we have spoken in length about that. Now I'm coming to the other part. When you are having one-to-one chat with your child, let it be a proper, formal, nice discussion. Okay, talk to them, ask them questions. Even though the child is not in a position to answer, talk and ask. Okay, then the child tries to speak. Child has to say something, no? Some sound it has to make, and so you are encouraging the child to speak. So believe me, if you do that properly, your child will start speaking much before other children speak. Okay,
Yes.
and because you are encouraging the child to speak, and you are not encouraging that baby talks. Okay, see, it is innocent, nice, and it's nice for some time, but not for very long. Okay, if you want to have proper communication, start with proper communication. And this one-to-one talking is very important. And the more you talk, more communication skills in the child. Okay, and encourage child to speak up. See, now one other thing what happens in this recent time is, before the child asks for anything, whether it is milk, water, food, toy, or anything, we just give it.
Yes.
Right? Before even child asks. So for the child, there is no need to ask. Why should he or she speak? Right?
Yes. Very
No
important.
need. Automatically, everything is coming to me.
Yes.
So let the child cry sometime. Let the child ask for something.
Yes.
Let the child make some choices, whether red you want or green you want. Let him make the choice. Don't feed the information as well as the stuff to the child. Okay.
Yes.
So this is how we can develop the. This takes care of actually many things. So because of this, when you're talking, you're encouraging the attention, increase in the attention span also, because the child has to look at you, listen to you,
Yes.
get the not only listen to you, also look at the face, try to understand the other part of the body language, right?
Yes.
So this is how we can develop other skills.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time, sir. With that, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our guest. We look forward to have many more conversations like this. For more such videos, visit our website www.theENN.com. Don't forget to like, share and comment on this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for tuning in. This is Pallavi Kulkarni. We'll see you next time.